Dun, 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 dun. All right, everybody. First of the year, Shoot the Breeze, episode 28. A chill time all around, a chill interview for you and me. I'm your host, HeavyDivider. Alongside me is, well, he's a very, very nice individual. Not only that, they love EarthBound. They love EarthBound so much you can see we're in the background for it. But my guest for tonight is pretty much as his name is EarthToBound. But we'll call him Earth for short. There's so many Earths on this platform. I'm just saying. I only know 2 of them right now. So I kind of keep separation on him. But yeah, EarthToBound, everybody. So, how you been, bud?
I had like 5 million things like break before I came on here.
I got it.
So I was freaking out before I came on, but I'm fine now.
Nah, you're good, dude. You're all good on hand. So let's go ahead and get down to business with the first question on it. How the hell did we meet?
Okay, so I think I remember how I met. It had something to do with EarthChan, I believe, right? No, it was Hyper. I think it had something to do with Hyper.
You're on the right track. It had something to do with Hyper, but what did it evolve?
I may not remember fully.
Well, I can let you know on hand. So, before this, or in fact, we had brief run-ins, like, just brief, like, we would see each other in the lobbies here and there, but the moment we had a chance to interact or so was in VR High. You were actually a teacher for it at certain points as that 2B.
Oh, that's right! Was that shit? And I was the meme teacher!
Yeah.
I was the guy.
Yeah. I couldn't remember what your lesson was, but I think it had something to do with memes, I think. I think that was the lesson.
Don't let your dreams be memes be dreams.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That
was a long time ago.
Fun time.
Fun time on hand, but a long time ago on hand. It's like, damn.
Yeah, seriously. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it has been. It shows the testament of time with the fact that basically we still know each other, even if we have brief run-ins or like brief conversation on hand. We're still on this platform, so we haven't gone like too far away.
Oh, yeah,
so
dude.
yeah, there you go. There you go on hand. So
I have so many friends on here now that sometimes it's hard to keep up with everybody.
Yeah, no.
I looked on my friends list. I have 900 friends on my friends list.
Jesus.
I'm like,
you might have to check and see who you might have to check and see who's actually on or so, or who hasn't shown up in like a year or so. And
I have a designated list for like close friends that I have, so that way I can always keep communication with them, because it's always good to keep your close friends close, and
yeah,
it's good not to always just chase people down.
No, I feel you.
Be friends.
I feel you, especially when it's like time zones and everything. Like sometimes some of the people you may know are like across like the ocean and everything, so it's hard to get a chance to see them unless you're like really up in the mornings or so.
Yeah, it's good to focus on the friends you have right now.
Definitely on hand.
And whatever comes naturally later, that's another whole nother thing.
So let me ask you the next question I have on anime. Let me ask about your VRChat origins. What got you into this game in general? What kind of like, you've seen on hand that kind of led you like, you know what, I want to go here or so?
Okay, so I know this fully. So back in 2018, I can't remember the specific year, but so I was looking on YouTube, and I didn't join on here like in the beginning. But I did join on here whenever the Ugandan Knuckles meme was dying, whenever that was a thing. And I remember watching on YouTube. I remember watching Foxy Kami. He used to do a bunch. I think he still does them, but he does a bunch of VRChat best moments type deals, like of Lolathon and everybody, But back then he did it of Bonfire whenever he was on here, and I sound like a boomer saying this because I remember back I was back whenever Bonfire was a thing whenever a bunch of other people. I was a little late to the party. I was a little bit after Curry and like Nags came in, all the basically founding people of VRChat. But so I joined in then. and I remember specifically, I went to a couple of avatar worlds, you know, just to see what avatars they had. And I remember the first avatar I ever put on in this game was a lolicana. It was like a pink kana with like glasses or something. And I was in desktop, so it was fun for a while, and then I was like, hey, and I met a lot of friends who you know, I met like Animator AR, Hayden, a bunch of other creators on here. I got to be sort of more involved with the with like the content creators in here, and so that you know, from what I experienced, I was like, hey, I kind of like this. So so soon after that I got VR, and then I worked my butt off for that VR, but I'm so glad I got it. And then things just started progressing from there. You know, I started streaming, and trying to be a creator on here too. And then everything just kind of led up to here.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
I will say it's kind of crazy on hand where basically you first start off with desktop on hand, and then it's just kind of like, you know, you want to take the next step over after seeing like somebody basically moving their arms or legs. They're basically being able to do so much.
Now I'm in full body with wireless, and I'm like, dude, what happened? How did I get here?
Technology. It advances in so many ways on hand just to be able to do that.
Yep.
So, but let me ask you about your hobbies on hand besides like VRChat in general. I know for a fact you're a good modeler. I know for a fact too that basically when it comes down to it on hand, I think you graphic design, correct, or so? You do that as well.
I'm doing graphic design and drawing right now. My parents actually got me a graphics tablet, like not just like one you like scribble on that doesn't have a screen on it. They got me like an actual screen graphic tablet.
Oh, nice.
Like, so I'm learning drawing right now, and it's I'm doing that. So those are potential, you know, career paths I can go down. My hobbies, I mean, I do go to Super Smash Brothers tournaments on occasion.
Okay.
After some controversy in the Smash Brothers community, I stopped going to them a lot, but I still go to them because I remember playing back in I started playing Smash I played since the first ever Super Smash Brothers for the Nintendo 64, but I didn't really get into the competitive. Started doing competitive Smash until I think either Brawl or Smash. Oh gosh, either Brawl or Smash 4. That's when I started getting into like competitive scene. But yeah, there's that. I collect. I'm diehard at collecting video games, especially old ones.
Yeah. I had it written down as like at retro games on hand because I know for a fact that at certain points you actually been like playing like certain retro games. Like I think the last thing I saw you play was like Banjo-Kazooie at one point.
I'm more of an old school gamer. I like the new stuff. It's graphics and all of that. But there's just maybe it's because I grew up with the old games, like Banjo-Kazooie and Super Mario 64. Maybe it's that, maybe it's something else. I just really prefer the really old games.
The nostalgic to it.
Yeah. Yeah, that and it was a lot more simpler, you know. You didn't have all this storytelling and graphics, and it's just platforming and you know. That's why I love EarthToBound so much. Well, EarthToBound has a story, but it's not an in-depth story. It's kind of a it's a story that has minimal plot to it, but you understand it fully.
Yeah.
You can grasp what's going on in it.
Yeah, you definitely can grasp what's going on and just be able to have like an understanding of where you're going to. Like it's kind of like small breadcrumbs on him, but it's not like one breadcrumb and then it goes over a hill or basically around a mountain or something like that, just so you can try to still follow it. You know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I got you. Let me go ahead and talk about anything on the VRChat scene. Now, in your current opinion, what's VRChat like for you right now?
Well, I mean, with what I have right now, it's amazing. I really, I'm not good at talking that much when it comes to, but I mean, I really love what's going on with VRChat right now. I know there's controversy going on inside VRChat. There's drama. There's all this, but the thing about it is that you can either focus on all of that, or you can focus on all the good that's happening inside VRChat with the communities and like the RP community. Like I talked to Curry once in a while, and he loves RPing so much. Like it's I love to see him whenever he's in the zone of RPing, because it's something else. I mean, I want to get into RPing sometime soon. I just gotta muster up the courage to do it.
Yeah, no, I got you.
and get a good voice and whatnot. But besides all that, there's so many communities in this game, and people have brought this game from something that was really simple in concept. I mean, social VR is kind of a complex deal in itself.
Yeah, it is.
But what people have stacked on top of that with the communities, like the world building community, the RP community, the music, even music, people are DJing, and the music community, the art community. It's amazing to see all this inside of VRChat, and I really want to be, because I've invested so much time in this. I think I have over like 2,000 hours in here, but because I've invested so much time in this community, like I already feel a part of it. I just want to feel like I'm doing something that makes a difference in this community. That's what I really want to do. That's why I'm learning to do 3D modeling, and soon I want to learn world building and just all this stuff that makes VRChat so cool, is what I want to learn. Because I want to do. There's stuff in my head that I want to put into VRChat that people can see and be like, "Whoa, it's so freaking cool." It's mostly weird stuff and Earthbound related stuff.
Yeah.
But still,
I will ask on hand, what is your fascination with Earthbound on it? Because I know it's like a childhood game on hand, but I just kind of feel like it's one of those games where basically it's kind of like it has to struck like a chord to you, where basically you feel more related to anything else to it.
It mostly felt like it was mostly an emotional chord that struck me. Because so I remember when I was really little, I played Earthbound, and I didn't have a really good grasp of what the world was and how the world functions. So I played it through Earthbound, and I was like, yeah, this is a pretty cool game. I don't think I finished it, but and then I kind of dropped it. So then I played it at an older age when I was wiser, and the amount that's in Earthbound of what people don't realize is in Earthbound. There's a lot of concepts in Earthbound that aren't just plastered in front of you. It's not it doesn't say, oh, friendship is great, blah blah blah. It doesn't just say it. You when you play the game, you understand it contextually. And just Earthbound, just the mother's Earthbound is just one part of it. It's the whole Mother series itself. It's a game that a person who experienced life said, okay, I'll put the things I experienced through life inside of this game. I'm not gonna make it obvious that I put it in there, but I'm gonna make it in there.
Yeah, make the reference to it.
Yeah, But I'll just because I could go on and on about Earthbound, but I'll just in the first I'll give a little summary of what Earthbound is. So it actually comes back to the first Mother game, which nobody really knows about because it never came out to the U.S. 1 second.
No, you're good. You good on? Okay. I think they went to go get something real quickly. Don't worry. Yep, here they are.
Sorry, I don't want any noise happening.
Nah, you're good. Yeah, I'm good.
So Mother 1 is basically a game where there's a boy named Ninten, and well, it doesn't really have to do with Ninten, but so the main antagonist of the Mother series is Gygus. Spoiler alert. But but in Mother 1 he was actually he was an alien that came from outer space to Earth because Ninten's great grandfather George took the secrets of PSI, which is the main thing in Earth.
The main abilities on hand.
So Guy came to Earth to take some humans who like understood PSI or whatever, and then just to leave and then blow up the planet. So but whenever Guy was young, George and Maria, Maria is George's wife, she was tasked with taking care of Guy as a baby. And so Guy wants to blow up the planet, but because of his attachment to Maria, a human who took care of her, he can't do it. Because he has these conflicting emotions in his heart. Like, these humans are so nice to me, they raised me, but my race wants me to blow up the whole planet and extinguish the race. What do I do?
A little bit of conflict on hand.
So that basically, you don't actually defeat Guy and Mother. You sing a melody to him. You sing a melody that, to him that Maria sang to him as a baby. And he remembers it, and he basically cries about it, and he's like, I'm not gonna blow up the planet. Yeah, but I'll come back for you.
But one day.
So that happened. Yeah. And then, see, where it picks up in Earthbound is the really emotional part. It's emotional in Mother, but it gets really emotional because of the things that happened in the first Mother game. Guy, or now is Gygus, is so conflicted in his heart that his PSI literally tears his body apart, and he just becomes a red swirling mass of just confusion and hatred.
I heard an interesting rumor on what that whole red spiral thing is all about, because it's based on the person for it. It's
exactly, it's his experience. It's his experience put into, a bot. But the connections with all the characters in Earthbound in the Mother series is so close and tight knit, and just there's so many life lessons packed into Earthbound. It's hard for me to talk about them all in this, but it's a really emotional game, and literally every time I hear smiles and tears, I freaking cry, because that's just how emotional it is. But
no, I understand.
I could explain a lot more, but I don't want to.
I understand. It takes all the time on him. No, it's understandable, and I understand your passion about the game entirely. Speaking of passions, I had this question on. So, 2B or Futaba Sakura? I hope I said their name right. Which one?
Futaba Sakura.
Yeah, Futaba Sakura. Okay, so between both, which one? Because I know for a fact I recognize you with 2B because you always walked around it, and then now I see you walk around as Fubita.
Yeah, this is just kind of like a model I'm doing until I can get my actual OC model done. But made whenever I'm not lazy.
No, you're good.
But I have more of a connection with Futaba because we're both ginger, we both wear glasses, we're both huge nerds, because in Persona Futaba does programming. She does a lot. She's like and I've done a bit of programming myself, so I can relate on that.
Yeah.
And so it's just like I feel a spiritual connection between me and Futaba, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah, it's just like
she would. I'm basically her, but I was born a guy.
No, I got you. No, I got you. I got you on hand. I mean, hey, find that connection on hand. Just be able to find a character to be like, that's so me right now. Just because, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be able to.
Pretty great.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because you can have connections with any character you want, basically. I have a connection. Well, I don't really have a connection with Ness, but I see him. It's weird to say this, but I see him as a role model. To be honest, because what he shows in EarthBound is bravery, selflessness. See, I live by one quote that's in EarthBound. All you need in life is friendship, courage, and wisdom. Those are the things you need the most in life.
I get you.
And that's something I really take into my heart, and I try to live by.
Before I move on to my next question, I was going to say, you mentioned about trying to get in role plays and everything, and I forgot to tell you this just because, just from my own personal experience, if you ever think about getting in role plays, just start out by being yourself first. Because that way you're going to get comfortable. Yeah. You're going to get comfortable with the chemistry of everybody around you. You basically know everybody's energy, how they work, how they, interact with one another. And then once you kind of have like character development on what you want to do or so, you at least be comfortable enough to do it just because you know how each person reacts on hand more than anything else.
Yeah.
It helps out. It goes a long way too, because that way you'll know how to like work with certain things around you rather than basically going with something and you have no idea how each person will react to it, It's just my personal experience I just want to share with you. So, but yeah, my next question I have is based on my old VRC memories. So, what is a couple of memories that pop in your mind when you think of like in VRChat wise, or something that sticks out to you that you could just tell like a story like over and over again to anybody? Like it's something, it could be funny, it could be something like memorable, it could be like anything that comes to your mind.
I don't have a good memory, but let's see. Oh, well, this one is a recent memory. But remember whenever they were doing VCon, or VRCon, I mean.
Yeah, VRCon.
There, I went into a world with TMF Johnny, because he's a friend of mine. They were hosting a party thing, so I went to go see them and say hi, and I joined into the lobby, and keep in mind I was a little drunk.
No,
I was a little drunk, so I popped into the world. I was messing with some stuff where I was, and then Johnny comes up, and I think I was looking down, and I look up and I see this huge thing that isn't Johnny. And I scream and I fall into the floor.
Jesus.
And then I look back up and see it's him. I'm like, oh god, I'm so drunk, I can't.
I think I know what you're talking about, because I actually went there. It's like they created like this whole VCap world for like the VRCon party and all that, or so. Unless it's a different one. Same one or a different one?
It was VRCon.
Okay, VRCon. Because it might have been like one of those dance parties or something, because I wasn't getting a chance to be able to go there.
Yeah.
I just remember just going like to one of the VCap like things after the whole charity event we did on Maximum Cover charity event, and basically they created this whole world and everything. I just remember walking in and it's just like, it's one of those things where basically I can't understand how somebody could talk to one another while they're having like 500 voices in their ear around them, kind of thing. But it's just very interesting to kind of like take in the different energies of like seeing everybody just basically mingle or basically crowd around each other and just like try to talk to one another. I don't know how they're able to do it, but it's pretty interesting to see on hand. So.
Yeah.
Where?
I mean, it's hard for me to talk about memories because I'm what I'm really focused on is just having a good time with friends and stuff. Whenever I come around friends in VR chat, I just start getting giddy and wild because
I got you.
you know, it's just people I can hang out with and you know, be myself around. But I would yeah, I can't really come up with anything else.
No, you're good.
I see that I know I have a bad memory, so I try to record as much as I can, so that way I can remember it. I remember it whenever I go back to watch clips and stuff.
Now, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but I was gonna say the memory thing you mentioned on hand, like having a bad memory, is that like a personal issue for you or so when growing up or so, or is it just kind of like?
It's just sometimes I pack myself like basically all that's in here right now is video game knowledge. Like I could tell you like the date Earth came out, 1994.
No, I got you.
I can tell you the drop rates of most items in Earthbound, 101 and 128. It's so crammed with that knowledge. It's like sometimes it's really hard for me to pack more stuff in.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
so when you have so much knowledge in your own hand or so, like, you can basically recap it and think it over and over again, but because of that, it relapses over what you need to know now, or basically what be in front of you.
I need to like see it a few times before I can remember it completely. If like it just happens and then it's gone, I'm like wait, what just happened?
No, I understand. I understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that just because of the fact that it's kind of like, sometimes I need to hear somebody's name enough times to know how to say it correctly. Like, I have a bad mispronunciation with certain people. Like, I understand, especially in chat on hand, where basically there's been people's names that came by and I mispronounced them so many times. Like, different ones. And literally, I have to hear it in voice to know what it is. Like, if you try to, like, break it down pronunciation in text, I can't get it right for some reason.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like the exact same thing on hand, memory-wise, so you just gotta hear enough times to remember it. So.
Yeah.
But
I mean, memories aside, I'm just like all the times I've shared with streaming on here and streaming in general on Twitch. It's been so much fun, dude. Like, and just meeting a ton of people, new people every day. It's like it's hard to pinpoint specific memories because just the whole thing has been so overwhelming, and like because I never thought I would be in this position to where I would be making so many friends a day, you know. I live in a really small town, so sometimes it's really hard for me to be social with people. I have one best friend and a couple of friends that are like outside of my town, so being able to be in here and be social, like, without even moving an inch, it's just it's a relief for me.
No, I got you. And it's nice on hand too, because at least you know, like, it brings basically people closer to home in the sense of basically knowing who you can connect to on hand. You know they're around the world, but you know one day you're gonna meet them in real life. It could be a certain event.
Yeah.
It could be a certain meetup, but you know you're gonna meet them one day.
Like, yeah, like I remember me and Session were talking, and he told me that whenever the next TwitchCon happens, because I'm gonna go to the next TwitchCon, he's gonna slap me as soon as he sees me.
I'm gonna see if I can try to make it to the next TwitchCon. Like, I was able to be there for like 2019. I'm gonna see if I can try to be there for 2021. All depends on how this year goes, but hopefully we'll be able to go.
Yeah, if they do 2021.
Yeah.
The stupid pandemic is stopped.
Yeah, I know. It's just a matter of like waiting it out and hoping for the best at this point. So, let me ask you about the next into different topics on hand. Let's talk about the VRChat Current Present on hand. Now, I mentioned about asking how you felt about VRChat earlier on, but I was going to ask, compared to like when you first started in VRChat, desktop and all and everything else at that time, and compared to here and now or so, what are some of the things you wish stuck around, like for the current present on hand, and what are some of the things you're glad that have been changed over or so, like you don't miss them whatsoever?
Well, as VRChat evolved, the public space started, it was a little bit toxic beforehand. Like, it was bearable, but nowadays, because I think part of it is because there's so much streaming going on in VRChat now.
Yeah.
That in Publix, it's just like, I don't know. I don't really want to get into the thick of it because
it's kind of a hard. It's controversial on it, but it's also the fact too that I can easily sum it up for you. Basically, with so much streaming saturating of streaming of VRChat or so, basically it makes it harder for basically, like, even if you weren't streaming or so, like, for example, streamer-wise, even if you weren't streamer or so and you go into a public or so, if you get immediately recognized or saying some reason people seem to hate you or some reason, like, they assume you're like exploiting them or something. So
part of that is, you know, the people's feelings.
Yeah.
You know, that's I don't understand how they feel that way, but you know, they just do. It's something you can't really change. So
it could be based on like something from like YouTube wise or so, where basically they could have saw something on YouTube that basically like soured them, or it could be from another person's perspective on hand that convinced them or soured them. We don't know what goes through the minds of many people on hand, but we know that there's got to be something on hand. It's not on our side, but it's got to be something on hand that basically made them think that basically every streamer in the world is completely bad on VRC. You know?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But I mean, like VRChat, like, update wise, I mean, they've done a pretty good job with making sure, you know, everything's up to date, keep running. The whole VRChat Plus thing, I don't want to get into that.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, we're gonna leave that. We're gonna leave that over there, just right over there.
Yeah, but like I said beforehand, you know, VRChat has come a long way from back then, and I'm happy with what's going. You know, I loved back then. I loved back then VRChat, and now VRChat, it's a bit different, but I'm trying to still enjoy it.
No, I got you. That's the key thing. Just enjoy it the best way you can.
Yeah. As long as the friends are around, as long as we're having a good time. Nothing really else.
Yeah, nothing really else that matters on hand. Anything you're looking forward to? Like, basically, if they ever bring anything like anything for you or so, or basically VRChat wise, you're looking forward to what you're going to be doing or so.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you know that they're like, there's a canny for VRChat where they're going through features that people are requesting. And, you know, there's not a specific one I want that's in here, but that's in there. But as you know, as I'm just happy to see VRChat grow with new features and stuff. And
you're good. No, you're good.
All of that.
You're all good. All good on hand. I'm gonna throw you that curveball on hand. It's the curveball I usually throw in interviews because I never know what kind of answer I'm gonna get out of it. Let's talk about anime.
Yes.
Talk about anime. Okay, so there's a 3-part question to this, but basically I'm gonna ask you first question. When I say anime, what's the first series that comes to your mind?
Kore wa Zombie desu ka? That was the anime where I found my first waifu.
First waifu, I got you.
Yes.
How is that?
Her name is Yuki Woodhell Scythe, and she's the most adorable thing I've ever seen.
No, I got you. No, I got you on hand. Second question I have on hand is basically like, what would be your favorite anime series for you? Like, basically stuff that you enjoy for the most part. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot of ones to pick out there, but
I really like laid back, like slice of life kind of animes, like Lucky Star. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is my favorite.
That's a good one.
That's my favorite.
That's a good one.
I would say that went above Kore wa Zombie desu ka in my list. That one's number 1 right now. But I like that. I kind of like some action stuff, like with Log Horizon. And like you know, that kind of stuff. I haven't seen very many animes of late. I'm and the thing is, I'm into kind of low-key anime. So sometimes I don't like to watch like the mainstream stuff. I watch low-key stuff.
I got you.
like Anohana, there is this weird one I watched called Camphor. That one was, if anyone knows what that is, yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I might have to Google it just so I can know, because it already sounds weird to me.
It's not like etchy or anything. It's just it's really weird.
No, I got you. Got you on hand. Last question I have is basically, what would be an anime series that hits you close to home? Like, basically, as soon as you watch it, it's like you just like, you feel like it's about you, or how you feel.
Dang, I would say the closest one to that is Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, because in a way I kind of relate to Miss Kobayashi, because I can be a, and I mean there's emotional aspects to Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid too that I really love, but I just relate to Miss Kobayashi on so many levels, because at times I can be really energetic, like around friends and stuff, and be really energetic, and but sometimes I just want to sit back and like drink. And I'm just like, I just contemplate everything, and I'm like, frick.
No, I got you. No, I got you. Just be able to try to like have some downtime for yourself, just to not like overwhelm yourself, especially trying to like please everything around you, or just be able to hang out with people here and there.
And plus, she's redheaded, and I'm redheaded too, so it makes sense.
There you go. There you go, hand. And this is going to lead me down to my final question on hand. As you can see, I have this camera right here for you, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to back up. I'm going to let you take center floor, and I'm going to ask you this following question. That is, what are your goals and dreams? And at best, what could be the best advice you can ever give to anybody else? I'm going to back up. I'm going to let you have the center floor.
I usually prep for this stuff. Gosh dang it.
Hey, basically, when it comes down to it, just basically say what comes to you more than anything else. Like, you don't have to prep for anything, especially if it's close to you.
Well, what can I say? My dreams, they tie in with VRChat, because like I've said before, I've become so ingrained with this community that I want to do stuff to help this community. I want to, I feel like I don't just want to be a part of the community. In some aspects, I want to be a person who leads it. And the thing about leading is it takes a lot of responsibility. It takes a lot of guts, and it's not always good, but I feel that in my heart, not just VRChat wise, but streaming wise in general, I really want to make a community where just like all the other streamers who've gone on here and done their stuff, but I want to do it. I want to make and lead that community by just being me. And I don't care how long it takes or how much I have to suffer through to see it happen. I just really want to see it happen, because I want to see people communicating and having fun with each other, and just enjoying life in general. I've enjoyed my life immensely. And I've come to that point where even though I'm 22 years old and I still have a lot of life ahead of me, I've in a way I've become so wise that I feel like I can help people do that themselves. But that's that. All I can really say in terms of you guys is just live your life, and live it for you. Like I said before with EarthToBound really connected with me in the fact that it's given me so much wisdom about life. Just, you don't have to have a role model just look at someone who's really enjoying their life, and just try to enjoy living yours as much as possible. It doesn't matter how you do it. It doesn't. Just find that thing you really love to do. If it being just being a part of the community, or even leading it, like I'm trying to do. Just do what you want to do in life, because I mean, we only have one life to live, so we might as well do what we can to make it the best. I think I'm good.
No, you're good. You're good. And if
I'm gonna walk off now.
Nah, you're fine. You're fine. Nah, you don't be. Hey. Never be afraid of being embarrassed about anything. And the reason I say that is just because of the fact that when it comes down to it on hand, as long as you have the patience to be able to do it on hand for the most part, just know, you're gonna basically keep building as you go along with it. I live by 6 words on hand that I keep telling myself. Even when shit's gonna get way too hard on hand. And that's basically as follows, pretty much for the most part. Just trying to raise this up. And that's basically, be determined, be persistent, be patient. I live by those words because I know for the longest time on hand, it's gonna be a while before I even reach any of some of the goals I have that I want to do. But I know for a fact it's gonna take some time.
Yeah. As long as you don't give up on those goals, that's
the key thing on hand. And trust me when I say this, even if people don't look you in the eye with the exact same thing you have in mind, keep in mind, in time, they're gonna turn around and they're gonna see what you see. They're gonna understand. It takes time. That's the thing. So, before we close this off, does anybody in chat have any questions for EarthToBound? Any questions on hand here and there? Any questions for the most part? I do have one question on hand, or so. That's basically, did you have a good New Year's Eve?
Oh yeah, dude. It was VRChat crashed on New Year's, but besides that, I was really drunk and
I remember that. Trust me. It got down to the point where basically me, Jinsu, Jabanks, Mega Upgrade were just playing rock paper scissors, waiting for the countdown. Because we didn't want to leave, because if we did, we couldn't get back in. So it's like, okay. We're just gonna have to wait it on hand for the most part. Looks like I don't seem to have any questions on hand. I do have one more question on hand for the most part. You pretty much got what you need to do on hand for what you want to do in the sense of building and growing for the most part. But I will say on hand or so. How do I put this in keywords? You pretty much already know what you're going to do for the most part. I think that's what I was trying to say, but I couldn't figure out how to word it up correctly on what you want to do here and there and just be able to kind of get where you got to go, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, right. Just looking out. Okay, just checking, making sure. It's one of those things where basically, keep in mind, life's always going to try to throw a curveball your way. It's a matter on how you're going to hit it, just to basically get it out of your way. Trust me, life's full of curveballs. It's a matter of how you hit it. So.
Yeah.
But pass that on hand, since there's no any more questions for the most part. This will be episode 28 of Shoot the Breeze. Wait. Yes?
I got one more thing to say, guys.
Go right ahead.
To guys.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, well, raspberry. There you go. So, without further ado, this will be episode 28 of Shoot the Breeze. Thank you guys so much.